Hello, in this video I will explain queue program in Python. Here queue is a data structure. In general, we see many queries in our daily life. We see people standing in queries at railway counters, bank ATM counters, supermarket bill counters, cinema ticket counters, etc. So in any queue, the person who is in the first place will get first service. Will get the service first and then comes out of the queue. That means it follows first in first out order. In stack it follows last in first out order. In queue it follows first in first out order. So if you Python to create queue, Python uses lists or data type. So here if you observe this diagram, insertion take place at one end, at end of the list, and deletion take place at one end, front of the list here. To achieve insertion deletion, so we have to use append method and the pop method. How we use means, so take an empty list here first. List is equal to empty list, right? And just print list here, print list, just enter one element here, using append method. 10, right? So here 10 here, 10. So enter one more element, 20. 10 comma 20. So enter one more element, 30, right? So 10 comma 20 comma 30. So insertion take place at one side, at end of the side, and deletion take place at the beginning of the list here. So here to achieve insertion we have to use append method. To achieve deletion, you observe this diagram, insertion taking at rear end and deletion taking at front end. So I want to delete element, but I want delete here means, so which element entered first here? Obviously 10 here, 10 entered the first here. I want to delete 10. So for that you have to use pop method here, simple list dot pop method removes and returns list. So what is the position of first 10 here? 0. Simple 0. Just observe it, 20 comma 30. So insertion at one end of the list and deletion at one end of the list, one end of the front of the list here. Insertion at rear end and deletion at front end here. So to achieve insertion we have to use append method. To achieve deletion we have to use pop method and we have to pass 0 index here. It removes the first element, starting element. The pop of 0 means removes the starting element in the list. So to in stack, insertion and deletion take place at only one side, at right side only, but in queue insertion takes place at rear end and deletion takes place at the front end. So that's the different, simple. So index, so deleting an element, adding a new element here, deleting and searching the position of element. To search the position of element we have to use index method. Simple. Suppose I want to know the index of this, take out this, so I want to know the index of the 20 here. So for that we have to use list dot index 20. So what is the list index of 20? 1 here, obviously 1. Index of 30, 2. Such means position, it returns a position in the list, right? Now we have to create a queue class. In that queue class we have to create 3 methods. One method, first method to create for adding a new element, and second method for deleting an element, and third method for searching the position of an element. And also and another method is to check whether queue is empty or not, and also one constructor, right? So after creating these methods, and after creating these methods, so with queue object we can perform some operations on the queue. First we have to create a queue class, right? Just we'll create queue class, simple. Just class queue, simple queue. In the first, initialize a constructor, define init. Self is a memory location in a computer, it assigns memory location. Self right, assign a variable q is equal to empty, and check and create one method and check whether it is empty or not. Okay, to check empty or not, create one method, just isEmpty method, isEmpty or whatever, pass self here. Suppose if it is empty, you have to return empty list, empty queue here. Okay, return if the empty here, self.queue, just empty. If the queue was empty, just return empty. That's it, simple. And now we have to create a method for adding an element. So what's the process for adding element? We have to use append method, simple, right? Add self comma element, right? So here we have to use append method. Okay, self.queue dot simple append element, whatever you pass element, you have to get this one. Next, deleting element, so adding at one side and deleting at another side. So for that you have to use pop method, we have seen that. So delete self here, just check whether it is empty or not. For that you just use if self dot is empty, okay, return some -1 or whatever, right? And else, so if it is not empty, delete it. So how you delete it? Just use self dot q dot pop of 0. We have seen this one. Okay, deleting at one end, okay, deleting it front side. Next, searching, search operation. For search operation we have to use index method. Okay, so pass self comma element, right? And if check, okay, check whether queue is empty or not. If self dot is empty, just return something, return -1 or whatever. If it is not empty, so put in try block, n is equal to root self dot q dot, okay, I say index, no, q dot index, right? And pass element here and return n+1. okay, because index is 0, index starts from 0. So if you write n+1, it returns the right exact position. And return except value error, return -2, means if element was not found, it returns -2. If it is empty, it returns -1. okay, so that's here we are writing, right? So just display method used to display the queue. To display queue, you have to use display method here, simple. Self return self dot queue. Okay, so that's it. So this we create a queue class, and just after creating queue object, you can perform different operation, adding element. With that queue object, you can perform different operations, adding an element, deleting an element, searching an element. Okay, so we'll do that now. Now create queue object. Okay, to create queue object, simple, queue is equal to queue here, simple. Okay, so if you create this object, using this object we can perform different operations using this queue. Okay, this for adding, q dot add, q dot delete, q dot search. Okay, so next just take empty variable here, choice equal to 0, and we have to create one menu using while loop here. So as same like stack only, have seen just this menu. Okay, right, this menu nothing but adding an element. Okay, remove first. If you choose choice equal to 1, have to add element. If choice equal to 2, remove element. If choice equal to 3, we have to search for element. If it is 4, exit here. Okay, exit from the loop. Simple. Okay, for that we have to initially we have taken choice equal to 0 here. Observe here. Okay, so if choice equal to 1, okay, if suppose if you entered 1 here, okay, input enter from the keyboard. If you entered 1 here, if choice is equal to 1, for choice is equal, we have to add element. To add an element, we have seen, okay, element is equal to, okay, element is equal to, we have to pass one element now, int input, okay, input enter element here, enter element, simple, enter element. Okay, you enter element. If choice equal to 1, add element here. Okay, so for add element, so use q is q dot, we have used add method now, add element. Okay, so if you enter some element from the keyboard, if you choose 1, if you entered element from the keyboard, so it goes to this add method here. Okay, in q object we have seen no add method, and we'll append it. Okay, using append method it will append to the list here. Okay, so simple. Next choice equal to means removing element here. For removing element, elif if choice equal to 2, choice equal to 2, next element is equal to q dot delete. Okay, simple. So q dot delete means it goes through this delete method here. Okay, so use pop method, it will delete the element in the list at front side. Okay, q dot delete, and also check if element is empty or not. For that, as you see, if element is equal to -1, if suppose means if element is empty, that is, and print q is empty here. Okay, print q is empty, right? Else print. So what is the removed element? Okay, it returns pop method removes and returns element here. Okay, so the element removed element you can write here, removed element, just write equal to comma element. Okay, pop method removes and returns element. Okay, remember that. And if choice equal to 3, choice equal to 3 means search position, searching. Okay, searching an element here. So choice equal to 3, if you choose choice equal to 3, just enter an element to search. Element is equal to int input enter new element here, new element, enter element to search, right? Enter element to search, right? Next, so your element search position. Okay, it returns a position here, position is equal to, and q dot search method, we have to use search method and pass this element. Simple. So the value stored in this position, and if just check if position is equal to empty, if position is equal to -1 means empty, if position is equal to -1, print q is empty. Okay, print q is empty, right? Suppose if position is equal to -2, that means if the position doesn't found, -2 means position element doesn't found in the list here. Okay, so for that, just element element not found. Okay, simple, write it, element not found in the queue, element not found in queue, that's it. And next, elif position is equal to -3, sorry, else not -3, else just return the element, return the position here. Okay, simple. Element found at position. At what position? You can element found at position, right? Just position here, comma, right position means, so whenever you enter some element, okay, it goes to this search method here, right? So this search method, so the element checks if it is empty, it returns -1. So if it is not empty, just it gives the index element and it is the position of the element. Okay, and n+1. Okay, n+1 means we are adding the position to one number, so that it gives exact position. If element not 1, we have to return -2 here, simple, right? And so choice equal to 3, and next else choice equal to 4. 4 means exit, simple. Else break and print q is equal to, okay, means we have to print now some q is equal to just q dot display. Displays the q. To display q we have to use q dot display. Right, q dot display. Okay, so that's it. So simple, no? Creating a queue here, just 3 methods: adding element, deleting element, and searching the position of the element in the list, right? And we have to create an object. With that object we have to perform operations by choosing different numbers here. Okay, 1 means adding element, 2 means removing element, 3 means searching element, exit here. Okay, simple. Now we will execute it, right? Queue position, first enter choice 1, adding an element. Okay, 1, enter element 10. Okay, 10 here. Again enter another element. Okay, enter choice equal to 1, 20, right? 10 comma 20, 1, and enter another element 30. Okay, enter one more element 40. Okay, so adding element, inserting an element at one end side, at back end. Okay, at front side we have to delete the element here in the queue, means in the first position. For that you have to choose 2. See, it deletes the element 2034. So I want to know the search position. Okay, 30th position here, 30th is second position. Okay, for 20th one position, 40th second position, 2, because we have used n+1 here. Observe. Okay, n+1. Actual index starts from 0, but we are using n+1 so that it adds 1, okay, to the position. So for that just use choice, enter 3. Okay, enter element to search 30. Okay, position 2 here. Okay, enter element found at position 2 means 2 here. Okay, so exit here, simple. 4, exit here. Okay, simple one. Okay, adding an element, deleting element, searching an element in the list using queue. Queue is a first in first out order. Sorry, first in first out order. Inserting take place at rear end and deleting take place front end. To achieve insert you have to use append method. To achieve delete you have to use pop and have to pass 0 parameter. Okay, so that's about the queue. Next we will see the DQ.